Hello, in this video we'll talk about vitamin B12, also known as cobalamin. Vitamin B12 is a water-soluble vitamin which is involved in many metabolic pathways. It contains cobalt and hence the name cobalamin. It has something around 4.35% by weight of cobalt. Now, if we think about the structure, there are four rings. These are codine rings, very similar to the structure of heme. And here in the center, we can see cobalt atom, which is kind of coordinated with these codine rings. Let's talk about the biochemistry of vitamin B12. Then we'll talk about dietary sources of vitamin B12, causes of vitamin B12 deficiency. Lastly, we'll talk about the treatment of vitamin B12 deficiency. So let's talk about the sources of the vitamin B12. It is generally found in animal sources like red meat, liver, etc. Then it can be found in seafood like fish, oyster, etc. Then leafy greens contains vitamin B12 as well. Along with that, dairy products are rich in vitamin B12. Daily requirement of vitamin B12 for an adult is 1 to 2 microgram per day, and for pregnant women it is more than 2 microgram per day. Now let's talk about the biochemistry of vitamin B12. Vitamin B12 functions as a coenzyme for several enzymes which are involved in important metabolic pathways. Let me give you some example. Now there are three classes of enzymes which require vitamin B12 for their function, and these enzymes are isomerase, methyltransferase, and dehalogenase. As we go along, we would understand their function in bit more details. Now we know inside our body gene expression need to take place. DNA methylation or histone methylation are important epigenetic modifications that need to be done, right? Now for these kind of methylation reaction, methyltransferase enzyme take the methyl group from S-adenomethionine. Now S-adenosyl methionine is formed from methionine, and methionine is in turn formed from homocysteine. The step that converts homocysteine to methionine requires vitamin B12. Actually, vitamin B12 take the methyl group from N5-methyl-THF and transfer it to homocysteine, and thus it gives rise to methionine. Moral of the story: for methylation reaction and especially for methyltransferase enzyme, vitamin B12 levels are really important. Otherwise, the substrate for methylation, that means S-adenosyl methionine, won't be available. So we can understand this deficiency situation with this diagram. Now let's say we don't have vitamin B12. So obviously, in absence of vitamin B12, homocysteine cannot get converted to methionine, so S-adenosyl methionine levels would be low. Second, there would be very less tetrahydrofolate, and whole amount of tetrahydrofolate would be trapped in form of N5-methyl tetrahydrofolate, which cannot be recovered. Now tetrahydrofolate is really important in terms of metabolism. We would know how. Tetrahydrofolate gets converted to 5,10-methylene tetrahydrofolate, which is in turn important for DTMP formation. That is a building block for DNA. So especially the cells which are dividing in the body, they need DNA to be synthesized, right? New DNA to be synthesized. So obviously nucleotides need to be synthesized prior, and as a result they require vitamin B12, and obviously if tetrahydrofolate is not converted to 5,10-methylene tetrahydrofolate, then this reaction is kind of perturbed. Now vitamin B12 is readily absorbed in the last part of the small intestine, that is ileum, which leads to the large intestine. Now vitamin B12 doesn't like to stay alone. So in the salivary gland there are specific proteins known as R-binder or haptocorrin. They are secreted and they form pairs with vitamin B12 and protect the vitamin B12 to the stomach. Inside the stomach, there are parietal cells which secrete intrinsic factors, and intrinsic factors bind with vitamin B12. In this bound format, vitamin B12 travels its way to the intestine, and in the intestine, especially in the ileum, there are receptors for these intrinsic factor, and thereby vitamin B12 is absorbed. It is important to note that generally all the B complex vitamins are not stored in the body, but vitamin B12 can be stored in the liver. In fact, a liver contains approx 2 milligrams of vitamin B12. Now let's talk about vitamin B12 deficiency. What are the causes and what are the effects of vitamin B12 deficiency? Now let's begin with the causes. So vitamin B12 deficiency could be caused due to two reasons. First of all, there could be nutritional reason behind that. There could be dietary deficiency of vitamin B12, or there could be physiological reasons. Now, dietary deficiency can occur if you are following strict vegan or vegetarian diet, because obviously vitamin B12 is generally obtained from animal liver or red meat. So that's a great source for vitamin B12. Plant sources doesn't have that much quantity of vitamin B12 to meet our demand. Now, people who are poor and who cannot afford good lifestyle and cannot afford costly meat, they might have a deficiency of vitamin B12 as well. Now, other than these dietary reasons, there could be several physiological situations which might lead to vitamin B12 deficiency. Like there could be atrophic gastritis, in which the stomach lining is thinned. In that case, Cassell's intrinsic factor is not secreted properly, and that is how vitamin B12 is not absorbed by the body. Then there could be pernicious anemia, which makes it hard for the body to absorb vitamin B12. Now, there are conditions like Crohn's disease, celiac disease, several bacterial parasite infection, which might lead to decreased absorption of the vitamin B12 in the intestine. Alcohol misuse can also lead to vitamin B12 deficiency. Now, pernicious anemia is one of the big cause, and also vitamin B12 deficiency might lead to symptoms which are very similar to pernicious anemia. Simply, body won't be able to generate enough amount of RBCs due to a deficiency of vitamin B12. Let me tell you why. Generally, vitamin B12 is involved in the maturation of the blood cells in the bone marrow. So in the bone marrow, blood cells are matured from the erythroblast. Now, erythroblast to erythrocyte requires several enzymes and several other factors. In this case, vitamin B12 serves as a coenzyme for those enzymes, and that is how vitamin B12 is really important for RBC differentiation and maturation. In absence of vitamin B12, this process is abrogated. Vitamin B12 deficiency is associated with gastrointestinal symptoms like alteration in bowel motility, constipation. Sometimes it is associated with mild diarrhea. Now, let me tell you the reason behind this. Intestinal cells are having very high turnover, so they divide a lot. Now, when vitamin B12 is deficient, we already have learned that DNA synthesis cannot happen, right? So the cells which are dividing are really getting affected, especially the cells which are lining the intestine. They need DNA synthesis for dividing, and that process is inhibited when vitamin B12 deficiency occurs. Moral of the story, vitamin B12 deficiency slows down the turnover rate of intestinal epithelial cells. Vitamin B12 deficiency is sometimes associated with neurological symptoms like pain, numbness, tingling sensations, weakness, lack of coordination, but you need to understand why the neurological symptoms occur. Now, let me tell you, vitamin B12 is involved in myelin synthesis. Myelin is kind of the insulation on the neurons that help in nerve impulse conduction. Now, methyl malonyl CoA gets converted to succinyl CoA in our body with the help of several enzymes, which requires vitamin B12 as a coenzyme. Now, if vitamin B12 is deficient, this conversion doesn't happen. In turn, methyl malonyl-CoA gets converted to methyl malonic acid, which is a myelin destabilizer. As an end result, the myelin sheaths are perturbed in the neuron, and that leads to poor nerve conduction. Now let's talk about the assessment of vitamin B12 deficiency. Vitamin B12 deficiency can be monitored by collecting the patient serum and performing an ELISA reaction from that. Other than that, there are skilling tests for vitamin B12 deficiency, which is a little bit old school method, but it has a radioactive tracer. So in this case, a capsule which has radioactively labeled cobalamin is administered, and the radioactivity level is monitored from the stool. If there is no change in the radioactivity, that means things are not getting absorbed by the body, and that is why stool has very high level of radioactivity. There are other tests as well, though these are very much indirect. So we know homocysteine gets converted to methionine, and these steps require vitamin B12, and in deficiency this step doesn't occur. So homocysteine is in excess. So this homocysteine is now found in the urine. So this leads to a situation called homocystinuria. Then peripheral blood smear would show some hypersegmented neutrophil, which is kind of like a characteristic of megaloblastic anemia. Now, vitamin B12 deficiency always comes with folate deficiency as well. So that is why we need to understand many symptoms of vitamin B12 deficiency is similar to folate deficiency, and hypersegmented neutrophils are characteristic of folate deficiency, and these kind of deficiency can also be found in case of vitamin B12. Now, how can we get rid of this deficiency? What are the management options? Obviously, there could be dietary modification, eating food which are enriched in red meat or liver, or let's say seafood. Dairy products can help you to gain all the necessary amount of vitamin B12 daily. Now, if you don't have access to good food, it's possible to get supplements to require your demand. Then there are cases where vitamin B12 is not absorbed properly by the body. In this case, hydroxycobalamin is injected intramuscularly, which can help to meet the deficiency, and it can provide sufficient amount of vitamin B12 in the body. So I hope this video was informative. If you like this video, give it a quick thumbs up. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe. You can connect to me with the social media links provided here. All the links are provided in the description. You can check it out. Thanks for listening. See you in the next video.